Good morning, everybody who watches my channel. My eyes are all puffy because I've been crying a lot because my cat is sick and she's not, maybe not, we might have to put her down today, so I'm pretty bummed about that, and every time I think about it, I just want to cry. And I don't want her to suffer, so I had this energetic work done on her last night, and she calmed down, and she definitely seems more at peace, because her breathing was really like, and her breathing is better, but I don't want her to suffer. I don't know what to do. The doctor's calling me back at noon, and I'm going to ask him to tell me what to do. The vets think I should put her down. I mean, the one vet I went to yesterday, it was a horrible day. It started out good. Anyway, so I'm really, really bummed about my kitty because she's my best bud. She's the one that I always have, no matter what. You know when you have a pet and you don't have anybody else, you have your cat or your dog. So she's my cat or my dog. She's my cat. And she's the one I used to sleep with when everybody else was gone. And I haven't had, you know, my own, like, man or whatever for a really long time. So I wonder if this means I'm going to have to find a man. The only man that I like lives far away. So the other thing that was on my mind this morning was this talk about Obama that was on my Facebook page. A lot of people have turned on Obama. You know, they voted stupidly, whoever voted for Bush. A lot of them came around to Obama just to get out of the Bush administration. Our country is so very, very blind. People are so blind. And when I listen to Obama speak, I do not hear the lying, creepy vibration of a liar that I used to hear with George Bush or his father. And most politicians do tend to be liars. Not all. There's very few that are not. You know, they're all trying to win. They get bought out. I don't know what the ethics are in people who choose political lifestyles, you know, and or lawyers. My daughter wants to become a lawyer because she's very, very bright. She's full on ethics. She's just made of ethics. So much so that I wonder how she's going to be as a lawyer because she's not conniving enough. She would be like so good, you know. But you almost have to be a little bit bad in order to think like a bad guy, to understand the bad guy. That's kind of how I see the whole lawyer thing. And I have a feeling I'm going to be crying a lot coming up this weekend. So I know that Obama has had to compromise a lot of what he wanted to do. But look, let's face it. He came into our country at its worst. It was destroyed by the Bush administration. It was already going in bad directions with his father's administration, and all of the giving that we did to the rich and the taking away that we did of the middle class and the poor, and making the poor and the middle class pay for everything and giving all these tax breaks to the rich. That whole trickle-down economics thing of Reagan's, that was the beginning of the end of this country. That was a huge mistake for this country. That was just a gift to the rich. That was it. Trickle-down economics. I can't believe we bought it. We didn't, you know, you can really make anything sound good, really. I mean, if you're good with words, if you're smooth and slick, you know, you can sell anything. And you can sell anything to a person who wants to believe you. You know, if your audience wants to believe you, if they need leadership, if they cannot think for themselves, if they have no inner detection of truth, if they can't feel the truth, if they are searching and they believe that they do not have it inside them and they need to search outward for guidance, then they have right there given their power away because they don't believe in themselves. If you don't believe in yourself, you give your power away to someone else, and then someone else has power over you. It's as simple as that. And it's too bad. And why do we not own our own power? You know, I don't know. it's like we come to this planet almost designed to not own our own power, to feel lost. It's almost like this planet is where we explore our sense of lack of personal power, you know. And human beings have an innocence. I think way back when, in the beginning of the planet, when there were animals and, you know, wildlife, and the human, whatever was the human back then that's been manipulated since, probably felt a sense of inner peace and love with the planet, you know, probably lived harmoniously. I don't know. I mean, maybe they struggled with the weather. I don't really know. But if there was an innocence about them, then they would be easy to control. Anything that's innocent is easy to control. That doesn't mean you want to become cynical, but you're harder to control if you're cynical or if you're just not as innocent. So innocence is a beautiful thing, you know. Wow, the sun. Hello, sun. Hello, sun. I do love you, but you're blinding me right now. I do love you, though. You've given me much joy and happiness and healing, but you're bright this morning. So let's see if I can... Oh, God, my poor eyes. I'm going to cry a lot over my cat. This is going to be a big grieving for me. Anyway, so back to the subject of innocence. When we're innocent, when we need help, I don't know. There's a difference between innocence and not owning your own power. Can you be innocent and own your own power at the same time? I don't know. That's a good question. Can you be innocent and own your own power at the same time? I think I'm going to ask that on Facebook. So I have a thing with this guy, and it makes me happy, and it distracts me. Oh, God. This guy, I don't want Obama dissed on my page. All right, I'm going to write this down. Why do they call him a bozo? Obama is not a bozo. Do you know what the spiritualists think about saying? What do you know what I've heard about Obama from, you know, those that are in touch with the Pleiadians and the Syrians and all those people from another planet, which, by the way, you are also genetically a part of all of those people from other planets, because this body and your body and all of our human bodies have the genes of, you know, the rhesus monkey, maybe, or whatever, and the influx of the gods, which are just space travelers from another planet. That's all the gods are, you know. Anyway, what they say about Obama is that he is an incredibly highly evolved spiritual being, that he's from like the 12th dimension, maybe the 9th. He's very high up, and only someone that high up could take on the role of leading, quote unquote, because the president does not really lead, he's a figurehead mostly, this country in the state that it's in now. Only someone of that high a caliber could take this on. He stays very composed. I do not hear lying from that guy. Now, all these people want to bash that guy on my Facebook page, and I'm not going to like that, because I support Obama. I support him, the person. You know, the system, I don't support that, because it's corrupt. I mean, our system is a very corrupt system. It's all lies. So let's get back to lies and talk about lies from a universal perspective. Everybody lies sometimes, you know, even a little white lie like, honey, of course you look beautiful, even though you secretly look like crap, you know. Sometimes you lie to your wife and you tell her she looks great just to keep her happy, because you have to be the one man that she counts on to say to her that, you know, that you love her and that she looks beautiful no matter how she really looks. And as a side note, I married 2 different men who both knew how to do that for me. So I will always love those men for that reason. But back to lying and the planet. This is my symbol for Earth, and my symbol also for universal understanding and unity and truth of sacred geometry in the universe and the multiverse. But this is also my symbol for this planet. Look how it glows in the sun. Hello, sun. So, on this planet, You know, we think we're on this planet and we're going to either go to heaven or hell, but actually the hell is here. We experience heaven and hell here. This is limbo. This is purgatory. This is hell. This is where we suffer. This is where our heart gets broken. This is where we dally with the darkest parts of ourselves. Right here on this planet in 3D. I mean, let's be honest about it. You know? I've had incredible physical pain where my body's on fire. It's like, what is hell? Is hell, imagine what would hell be for you. Hell for me would be burning, constantly on fire, feeling the pain of that. Well, guess what? I have rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, and I have spent a lot of my life on fire, feeling the burning of my muscles, just sitting down, trying to walk across the room. I've limped across the room. I felt like a knife was stuck in my hip a lot of times since I was 20, 25 years old. Earlier than that, really. Just got worse and worse and worse, so that it was so bad in my 30s, and then it would come and go in my 40s, and I've just barely gotten into my 50s, so, and it's mostly better. I haven't really felt like the jabbing knife in my hip feeling, but I've had little bits of it here and there. And I manage it really well. I manage it without medication, and I manage it through diet and energetic medicine, but I still have it. So that's hell. What else is hell? Feeling betrayed by the man you love the most. That fucking sucks. You know, that's losing the love of your life, whether they die or whether they betray you or whether you kick them out because you can't handle the feeling of betrayal. So on one hand you feel betrayal, and then you walk away from the relationship, and both are agony. Both are agony. If you stay, you're in agony because you're living with the betrayal and you can't align with it. If you leave, you're in agony because you miss that person who also brought you betrayal. It's double agony. It's all hell. It's all misery. So, not to be a downer, but, you know, our hearts are broken on this planet. It's why we come here. It's almost like the reason that we come. Why would we come here? To feel a broken heart? That's the question. Now, is it because our soul needs to go through a special learning? Is it because we feel that we deserve to suffer? Is this a hell that we're not really aware of? Part of the hell is believing that we can somehow get out of it. Why can't we get out of it? We can't get out of it. You know, we're stuck here. We're stuck on the planet. Do you know how many people have wanted to get off the planet and can't get off the planet? You know, how many people have said, I just want to get off on my ship and go, or fly out of here, and can't? You know, last night my youngest daughter has said to me several times, Mom, I love my life. I have such a great life. I have it good. So I know that she's happy and that she feels like she has it good. But, man. But last night, she had a hard race, and it was cold. It was freezing cold where she was racing, and she came home, and I had to tell her about the cat, and so she cried, and we both cried, and it was a hard night, you know, just, I mean, compared to a lot of what people go through, her night was not that bad, but, you know, for us, it was tough, and she said, can I just go to sleep and never wake up? You know, which isn't like she's suicidal, but it was just like she said that because it was just a hard day, and when you're cold, you just want to, sometimes you just, you know, and she's aware of her other lives, and she's a higher soul as well, and aware of many things beyond this present life. And there's a lot of sadness on the planet. Let's face it. I mean, we all freaking suffer. Just being in a body is painful, and getting old and dying is painful. You know? Getting old sucks. I can't seem to avoid the sun. Hi, sun. The sun is good, actually. Being in a body and getting old, I just look like crap, is a nightmare. You know, getting old and dying on this planet is living hell. You know, I hate to say it, but because you want to stay happy, and can you be on this planet and somehow stay happy, despite the fact that you're going to see people that you love die, that you're going to go through death yourself. Okay, so here is a little secret that I feel like I've learned in the last few months, and that is that maybe the reason we come down to this planet and go through all this hell is because the moment we're really waiting for is the moment of death, which we are trained to fear. We are designed to avoid. We are programmed to try and stay alive on this living hell as long as we can, as if it's the best thing in the world. And it's not, but we think that it is, as if we can possibly get to a better place. But what we're really trying to get to is that moment when we're freed of the body, because that's the ecstatic moment. Don't fear death. Your death is the reason that you came. Your death is the exaltation. It's the greatest feeling, because after you've lived through this miserable, aging or sick or painful or sad life, and everybody has a sad time here, even if you're the wealthiest person in the world. Look at Steve Jobs, he got cancer. Everybody hated him, he had his wife, he had his ideas came to fruition. I'm hoping his wife loved him. Who knows what the marriage was really like? Aren't most marriages pretty dramatic and traumatic? Not all, but most. And he is an ornery man. He was brilliant, but kind of an asshole. Sorry to say, dude, but let's be honest. I know you're with the oneness, so you're all good now, But he fought and went through a lot of hard time. He was betrayed. His company was stolen from him. And he went through shit, Brilliant people suffer almost more than kind of stupid people, just to say it in a very crude way, I guess. I don't know. So, ramble about this stuff. It's on my mind. I need to talk about it. I also, should I talk about this other story or should I make a separate video? Because there's another story that I want to talk about, which is about the subject of innocence. And love. And betrayal. And misunderstanding. And should I talk about it now? Or should I make another video? I don't know. I guess I'll just... Okay, there's these two people. There's a woman and a man. Or a young girl and a young guy. Let's say they're like 17 or 18. I mean, they're young, they're innocent. There's an innocence there. They're in love, but they're afraid to tell each other for some reason. There's probably all kinds of drama that leads up to this point, this moment in time, when she wants to tell him so badly how she feels, and he probably wants to tell her, but for some reason there's a disconnect, because on the planet there is a disconnect. And the rule is what you fear comes to pass. That's hell, okay? So maybe we need to get aligned with what's really going on here on the planet. Not just the country, but the planet. And so there's the innocent female and the innocent male who really do love each other, but they can't, there's a fear there. And she wants to tell him how she feels, and maybe she does, in a way, but he isn't quite understanding, and he walks off and he goes on his journey, and while he's walking away from her, he realizes that he does love her, and that her intent was to bring them together and have a beautiful, special, innocent love. And so he turns back to come back to her and to let her know that he gets it, and that he understands, and that he does love her, and that he wants to unite. And he feels this beautiful fullness of his love for her, and it's so exciting. And he's over his fear of embracing this beautiful, special love. And he comes back to her to claim her sweetness for him and his understanding of his sweetness for her. And he's expecting to join. And he's nervous, but then he's full of the exaltation of the love, because you can find exaltation through romantic or true love, which is supposed to lead to the orgasmic sex that goes along with the true love, not just, jerking off and watching porn, but like real love, sex through real love. So she, while he's walking away, feels heartbroken that he's walking away, but still hopeful because she loves him so, so, so much. And yet she feels hurt that he's walking away. And she doesn't know that he's going through this transformation where he's realizing how much he loves her. So while he's turned around and she doesn't know that he's on his way back, another one comes in and swoops down and takes her. A force that has wanted her beautiful innocence for a long time, probably has been plotting and scheming to somehow capture this innocent beauty. And it's an evil force. It's a big, dark, scary force. It's all of the repressed emotions in the world into one big creature with giant wings, like a flying, dragon that has power and passion and fire. And while the innocent boy is walking away and going through his transformation and realizing and wanting to come back to her, the giant dragon, the passionate, fiery dragon, who is full of energy and magnetism, he swoops in and he jumps on top of this innocent female, and he encompasses her in her confusion, and he seduces her with his power, and he takes her over with his giant wings, and he makes love to her, he has sex with her, he takes her. And she's turned on by this because her love was so powerful for the boy. It was in her body. She wanted him sexually, because that's what happens when you love someone. You want them sexually. But she couldn't have him because he wouldn't get it. He was walking away. And here comes this giant sexual creature that wants her, that apparently loves her, and takes her. And when the boy is coming back to her in his innocence and his hopefulness and his love and his passion for her, he sees her being taken over by this giant winged creature, this evil dark creature. And he is horrified that she is apparently getting raped, but also seems to be enjoying it, because this creature has triggered her love for the boy, and it's all mixed up, and it's all misunderstood, and it's all full of confusion. And when the giant creature, who has now taken her like a vampire and turned her into a vampire, so to speak, made her one of his own, because his power and his venom is that strong that she is now addicted, she sees that the boy came back. And she's overwhelmed that he turned around, that he came back, but that he saw that she has been taken over by this winged creature, and it's lost. It's all lost now. All that hope she had for him is gone. And the devastation and the sadness in her heart, because she knows she can never explain it away, she can never recover, she can never get him back. He will never come back to her, because it was so hard to get him in the first place. And then he sees this. It's like the betrayal, but if that winged creature, if the repressed emotions that became this giant winged dragon had not come in and taken her over, then they would have reunited. But because that happened, because we have been repressing our emotions and they turned into a giant sexual creature that overtook the innocent female, The male, the innocent male, and the innocent female will never join because they'll never get over that betrayal unless they live out every miserable moment of betrayal in every possible way, thus the planet Earth. Have we not lived every moment of betrayal in every possible way on this planet since the beginning of human consciousness? Have we not? Hasn't everyone experienced betrayal or betrayed in some way and harmed the innocent love? Well, that's my story. That happened in some realm. That happened. I was a part of that story. I see the story from the innocent girl's point of view. I see the story from all of the points of view, but the feeling I feel the most is the horror, the hurt, the pain of losing the boy that I loved so much because of this creature that came in during my most vulnerable time and made me feel wanted, even though it was a big, dark, scary creature. The boy had rejected me, and the creature made me feel desired, and he stole me. He stole my heart, and he stole my body. But he didn't steal my heart completely because I never got over that boy. I never stopped loving that boy, and I probably never will stop loving that boy, and I'll probably be always brokenhearted that I lost him, that he lost me, and he will probably always be brokenhearted, and we're all always going to be brokenhearted, and that's why this planet is the planet of broken heart. How to heal the heart. Can we heal the heart? Can we heal the heart on the planet? I have no idea. I would like to. I wonder if telling the story puts some sort of healing out there. I wonder, in my lifetime, I have lived out this story in a different way. I'm not going to get into that, but if the innocent boy in my story that I just told, who has an incarnation as someone that I know, were to watch this somehow and watch all of this to this point and hear this story, and if it resonates with him, I wonder if he would understand. Maybe. So, that's my story. I finally said it. If you listen to this for 27 minutes, probably there's 3 of you that listen to this whole thing. So, anyway, well, thanks for watching, and I love you, and I hope you got something out of my story. Big kiss.